Let's send it down to Canberra now. Olivia Casely's watching over the Australian reaction so far. What have you got, Liv?
Oh, there's been plenty of domestic political reaction this morning, Pete. Both the Prime Minister and opposition leader extending their congratulations to US President-elect Donald Trump, saying that the relationship between Australia and the United States is rock solid. The government's been pretty careful over the course of the US election campaign to essentially reiterate that these ties are bigger or stronger than any one person. And we have seen members of the Albanese government preparing for this outcome. Ultimately making overtures to potential future members of a Trump administration. So, for example, the Foreign Minister Penny Wong has met with former House Speaker Kevin McCarthy, who is widely tipped to become Donald Trump's Chief of Staff once he is sworn in. But not all the reaction has been positive or congratulatory. We saw a pretty strong statement from Greens Leader Adam Bandt overnight. He's described the election result as terrifying, and he's calling on the Albanese government to essentially tear up the AUKUS nuclear submarine pact. I asked Penny Wong for her response to this statement earlier.
The Greens continue to demonstrate their irresponsibility over and over again, but I would say this to Australians. First, remember what AUKUS is about: assuring the peace. It's about deterrence to assure the peace in a contested region.
There are questions about what a potentially more isolationist Trump administration would mean for Australia, whether that be on the economy, national security concerns, as well as security in the Indo-Pacific. And the opposition leader in his statement overnight did touch on these themes. So I'll quickly run you through that now. He says, may the years ahead be some of the most defining for our alliance, in which, driven by tests of our times, the necessity of deterrence, and the cause of securing peace through strength, we unleash the defence, industrial and economic opportunities of AUKUS at speed and scale. Now, if we cast our minds back to 2017, we'll remember there were some fears generated by a testy phone call between then Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull and then President Donald Trump, and what that meant really for the bipartisan ties. This morning, we've seen the Shadow Home Affairs Minister James Patterson saying that Kevin Rudd, Australia's ambassador to the United States, needs to really treat this relationship with respect. And Penny Wong says that she has full confidence that Mr Rudd is the right man for Australia in Washington.
Able to work constructively with the administration and Congress to secure the very important things in the US-Australia relationship that Australia needs at an incredibly uncertain time in global history. And we will judge them on their ability to do that.
Absolutely, and what I'd point you to is his track record. We were really pleased to see the delivery of legislation through the Congress to deliver AUKUS. Really pleased to see some of the changes that have been delivered with bipartisan support, Republican support for AUKUS. Kevin's worked very hard with the rest of the team at the embassy to deliver that.
Also, Pete, our colleague Kieran Gilbert has had more of an in-depth discussion with the Foreign Minister, where he asked her about whether it was ungracious of Kamala Harris not to address her supporters last night.
The American people have spoken, and it was an emphatic victory for President Trump.
It was an emphatic victory across the Senate and the House. Wouldn't it have been better to get out on the night? I'm
not going to be drawn on Vice President Harris's speech. I think she's speaking shortly. It's an important moment for her, as I said, but the democracy has spoken.
So that full interview with the Foreign Minister will play from 11 a.m. this morning. I'd recommend to viewers tuning in. It's a good one. Pete?
OK. Olivia Casely, thank you.